All right. Good evening, everybody. Hey, there's Brother Jack Dawson. Hope you're doing well, Jack. Boy, it's a cold night here in Pennsylvania on the 30th of December, 2025. So, let a few people file in here and everything and kind of explain what's going on. Of course, I can just make this a kind of short broadcast and all that. So, hope everybody had a good holiday week and coming up on the new year. Hopefully, safe New Year's Eve. Barring anything, I will be on New Year's Eve. So yeah. But we'll just make a quick announcement here about McGreevy League. I'll try to keep this short. That way, people can sort of say, okay, what's going on with the McGreevy League? If we stretch this out for 2 hours, then people aren't going to check it out. So, I've already told you guys my mom's having, it's pretty significant health issue right now with full on stroke and everything. And so I'm just a little bit distracted. I mean, I'm dealing with some other stuff as well. I'm just a little bit distracted right now to put the finishing touches on McGreevy. We're really not that far away, but I do got to put it on a temporary hold. I mean, I'm still going to be on doing some broadcasting. I'll be working on McGreevy as I can. Next week too, I have the second eye surgery coming up. I've got a job interview at a casino next week. Just things like that. I beg your indulgence. I beg your patience on this. But there's just some things that have to where it's easy not, and I really am so appreciative of this community, of this family. So just don't give up on me, please. All right. We are going to do McGreevy. It's basically, we're down to, logos. Assigning ballpark's pretty easy. It's just doing the logos and stuff like that. Running a few sort of, we'll call them spring training games. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Welcome in, John. So just hang in there, guys. In the meantime, I know some of you are part of the Diamond Legends League that Steve Tate and Big Clue are running. So have a lot of fun with that. And it's going to be great stuff. I'm sure they're off to a good start already, from what I understand. So, but yeah, right now, guys, I'm just going to be coming on, just doing some baseball games here and there. So, I hope to be on tomorrow night. For anybody like me who really don't give a shit about New Year's Eve. So, I feel about New Year's Eve the complete opposite of what I feel. Christmas Eve. I mentioned to you guys, Christmas Eve is my favorite night of the year. New Year's Eve, I really couldn't give two shits about. I really don't care. Just never liked it. Thank you, brother. Thank you for on both counts, John. It really, really means a lot. The job I'm in right now, man. That corporation is just going down the shitter, man. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. Appreciate that. So yeah, guys, that's kind of the hold up on McGreevy, while I can just kind of, I'm navigating something here I've never navigated before. So, and just some other things I'm not going to air on the channel, but just navigating some crap. But it's not that you guys aren't important. You guys are very important. I mean, that's why I'm on here to let you guys know. And I mean, I'm going to come on and do some games. We'll have some chin wags and stuff, but I do need some time to just finish getting the Michael McGreevy League going. All right. Not much else really to say about that. So I don't know if it's for some of you, if it's cold where you are, warm where you are. If it's warm where you are, I'm very jealous. If it's cold where you are, stay warm, because it's it's just been windy and awful here in Pennsylvania. Like just so just not too much fun. So, but anyhow, that is the deal. Go on for about 5 more minutes, and I'll go ahead and shut it down. Just that way, people won't be like, again, if this is like one of the usual 2-hour broadcasts that I do, people are gonna be like, well, screw it, whatever. But or why does it take 2 hours to say, putting us on hold? So, but I'm really, really, I am excited about it. I think it's going to be, I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it, things like that. Surreal Christmas, Mick says, welcome in, Mick. He says, surreal Christmas week for his wife and he. Take the time you need. Absolutely, man. This is, I will. Thank you, Mick. I appreciate that. And I hope things will get a little bit more, I guess, real, if you will. Um, we're in the 5th day of Christmas. So it is still the Christmas season. So, I'm hoping that if everybody, if like me, you had a rough Christmas or you had a Christmas, surreal Christmas, or what do you want to call it? I don't give up faith. Don't give up faith. It's Christmas is a good thing. Um, and what can I say? You gotta cherish your loved ones, man. When it comes down to it, it's what you got to do. And right now, to be really frank with you guys, I mean, the two things I have, really, well, three things that are kind of keeping me going through this. Yeah, my mom's still, she's in the hospital and all that kind of stuff, which, but at least she's in the hospital and there's, they're doing the rehab and stuff. So that's encouraging. But so there's that. But it's having this community, this family, um, on my cats, and then just my ability to just kind of work on magic here and there. Although I've been kind of distracted on that front too. But I really got to make. But still, having those things, there's a lot worse things. Hey, thank you, cousin. Thank you, brother, so very much. Ken says, prayers and positivity for you and your family. Cuz Mick says, wife woke up on the 23rd with a white blob in her right eye. Oh my God. Found out she had a detached retina. Oh, geez. Partial surgery on the 23rd, full surgery on the 24th, 3 to 5 weeks before vision is supposed to return. Oh my God. Well, thank God, Mick. Thank God, because oof, it's really serious. So, good vibes, prayers, the whole thing, man. She makes a full recovery. Wow. So 3 to 5 weeks before vision's supposed to return. Well, Mick, I'm, hoping, man, that's tough. That is tough. It really, really is. Um, so let's hope. Just that I mean, when you say that, I mean, I really mean it, and I know what Ken says really mean it. I mean, I think it, there was the meme going around, of course, hopes and prayers, but people have become jaded and thinking that hope and prayer doesn't do anything, but it does. It does. I mean, sometimes the way our prayers get answered might not be quite, and I used to struggle with that. And I talked to shortly after I became Eastern Orthodox, I talked to a priest about it. I said, Father, what's the deal? I said, it's like sometimes you feel like, I feel like I'm praying into the void, as it were, And he said, when it seems that God isn't listening is when he's listening the most closely. So I do try to keep that in mind. It's a struggle though, but you do what you do. You got to do what you do, and you keep going. Mick says they said if she'd waited even a few more days, some vision might have been lost. Oh man, I am so glad that you guys got to the ophthalmologist. You got that done because you know we don't want to lose any senses, obviously. I know as a musician, I wouldn't want to lose my hearing, certainly, and things like that. But there's something even more scary about vision, you know. Um, you lose your God. You don't want to lose your hearing either. I'm not saying that, but it's like there's still things you can do in a way that I guess without sight, But I always think of Aaron Reed and what an inspiration Aaron is, But still, it's just so glad, Mick, that you and your wife got that, caught it in time, because I know it's a dangerous thing, a detached retina. Really, really is. And I guess, thank God, there's one thing to be thankful for. And I'm, even with my own vision issues that I'm, hopefully will be done with next week. I thank the Most High that it wasn't glaucoma, because that's just bad. So bad. Um, but yeah, I just hope you guys are doing well, and we're gonna have an awesome 2026. We really, really are. I believe that. I mean, for a lot of people, they seek solace in the bottle or in drugs or whatever, but you got to seek it in community, man. And that's why I think we've all, we've really worked hard. Every person in this community, I don't know how many members we have of this family, 700 and something now. Everybody, in each in his own way, or her, because um, is sometimes things go off the rails here, but I think that we've done a fantastic job, all of us collectively, in making this a safe place to come to hang out. And again, I keep remembering, I always bear in mind what cousin Ken Castro said to me a number of times, throughout, since I've been doing this since 2018. Did take 2 years off, but he said, he said for some people, he said, this is the thing that they look forward to. This is the thing that gets them through the day. And that makes me happy. And that's why when that guy was on here last week, this is slower than baseball. Oh, I'm just trying to help you build your channel. I'm not here to try to build a channel. You guys know that. We're all here together to build a community. And that's what we're doing. I'm not I would rather have, I don't care about growing a channel. I really, really don't. This will never be monetized. It just won't. And it just, I can sit here and I don't see any of your faces or anything, but you know what? I imagine I'm sitting here, talking with a couple buddies, a few buddies here, and we're just, maybe knocking back a pint or something, and it's all good, and then we get off on our baseball things and stuff like that, and I love it. I truly, truly do. So, thank you all for being part of this community. It means, you know, there's nights, man. There's nights that I get on here and broadcast because I need it. I need that connection with you guys, and just to be able to forget all the bullshit and all the everything that's going on, whatever it is, personal in the world, whatever, and just be able to just laugh, have a laugh, talk some baseball, answer the questions that will never be answered. Even the one thing we did the other day, Lefty Grove, Sandy Koufax, let's face it, we're not going to ever solve that debate, and that's fine. That's fine. It's one of the beauties of this game. People have been arguing who's the greatest this, who's the greatest that, ever since there's been baseball. I mean, you can look back at what Henry Chadwick used to write about baseball. Aaron Reed, hey buddy, how you doing? So merry fifth day of Christmas. It's tomorrow night's New Year's Eve. I will be on, barring any sort of something really weird. I will be on, because I don't give a shit about New Year's myself. Just come on, do some baseball, do whatever. If you guys want to have a little New Year's countdown weekend, to me it's another day. Again, I feel about New Year's opposite. Christmas Eve is my favorite night of the year. New Year's Eve, it's December 31st. That's all it is. Aaron says he's doing okay. So that's good to hear, Aaron. I'm glad you're doing okay. Who is the greatest? Hey, Smelly Wrestling Geek. I haven't seen you here in like 2 years. So the Beatles were greater than the sum of their parts. There is no greatest Beatle. They couldn't have been. You substitute any of them in that band, and it all falls apart. So the cool thing about them is that especially John Lennon and Paul McCartney were very competitive and pushed each other. So yeah, I mean, you want to look at numbers, yeah, Paul McCartney is by far the most successful of the four as a songwriter, everything like that, but we don't know. I mean, John and George are no longer with us. May their memories be eternal and what they would have done. But the Beatles, to me, are the greatest of all time. So that's my answer. That is my answer. So where have you been, man? Smelly wrestling geek. You haven't been around here in like 2 years. Like, do I owe you money or something? What's the deal? It's always cool to have you around, dude. And then like, there's no more smelly wrestling geek, man. I'm glad you're around. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Really appreciate it. I really, really do. Yeah. So, one of my cats is raising hell over here. Anyhow, the one thing I might do tomorrow night, since it's already set up, because I've been talking about. Aaron says he does like some Beatles music, yet I don't have any of their albums. So the way to experience the Beatles really is by listening. You can get on YouTube, man. The Beatles have an official channel, and most of their music's on there. And the best way to experience the Beatles is their albums, because some of their greatest music was stuff that was never hits, even though they had more hits than anybody else. Some of their greatest music is stuff that was never on the radio. Tomorrow Never Knows, a song that came out in 1966 and was still ahead of its time. Everybody thinks of the Beatles and they'll think of I Want to Hold Your Hand, She Loves You, Yeah, 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 Come Together, or Let It Be. And it's like, that's not even, wow. But do glad you like their music, Aaron. They smashed so many barriers and pioneered so many things. And I know the title of this channel is hunked off a lot of Beatles fans, I'm sure, because they come on here looking for Beatles content. Just when I got on YouTube, I'm like, wow, pick a name. Okay, Beatles Eternally, because somebody took Beatles Forever. I could change it, but the community knows me as Beatles, so we'll leave it at that, man. All together now. Happy New Year's, Beatles in chat, no Russian League. No truth to the rumor, Ned's dead, baby. No way. He got it. How you doing, Shaq? It's Parallel League. Hope you're doing well, buddy. So, I was talking about the legacy mode because we've been doing a lot of, a lot with just Dice Entry. We haven't done a lot with Dice Entry, but using Action PC Baseball. But it's really cool. And with Pocket Pennant Run as well. But my primary focus in baseball gaming is digital baseball. So tomorrow I do want to start, do an opening, that Pirates, who is this? Is it the Pirates and Phillies? I think their opening day. And we're going to go through the 1971 season pretty quickly over the coming month or so in this channel, or two in this family, or 2 months. And then we're going to see how legacy mode actually works in Action PC Baseball. I'm really intensely interested in that. So yeah, so Smelly Wrestling Geek says, he says, I love the Beatles' evolution over the course of their discography. You think about that, and the same band who wrote I Want to Hold Your Hand, right, 2 years later wrote Eleanor Rigby and Tomorrow Never Knows. A year after that, they write A Day in the Life. Right? They don't even. It's not like they reinvented themselves like no other band. And I love other bands. Pink Floyd, like, is my number 2 favorite band. I just listened to their. It's great concert live at. It was at Earl's Court in 1994. It was incredible. I love the Who. I love the Moody Blues. My tastes in rock are largely British rockers, largely, but the Beatles, whew, and you think about that. I mean, like, there were so many bands that didn't evolve and in such a short time, I mean, the first time they played America, 1964 in February, in the Ed Sullivan Show. They did their final album, Abbey Road, in 1969. And what they did in 5 years is it's incredible, man. Def Leppard's a good band, Aaron Reed. Real good band. King Castro says, a true friend is someone that thinks you're a good egg, even though he knows you're slightly cracked. hits this group to a T. Boy, I'll tell you what. If we had like a physical building, I would have a stone worker put that right on the foundation. I really, really would. Hopefully, legacy mode is added to other PC games. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know. I guess baseball is the first one to have it. I think that's a great idea, and it's getting into out of the park baseball territory, which is never a bad thing. So, let me see. The last half of Abbey Road. Oh my God, that thing that mini that mini pop symphony, just incredible. And here was a band by this time when they did Abbey Road. They were, I mean, they knew it was going to be the end, and got to thank Sir George Martin. May his memory be eternal. He basically he called them all up and said, lads, he said, if this is going to be it, let's do it right. And Abbey Road, what a great album. What a great album. And that B side is incredible, how it just goes together so beautifully. And actually that last little bit on there, Her Majesty, was not the last thing they did together. They actually tacked that on, but as a fitting end to their legacy, the very last thing they played together is, John and George, or John and Paul singing, and John, Paul, and George singing, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. And just that beautiful fade out. But then the Beatles, being the Beatles, they tacked on Her Majesty just to have a little fun. um, and it makes you smile. It's a silly song. After that deep statement, the one thing they never did was take themselves too terribly seriously, and yet they've written some of the most serious music you ever hear. So that's why I love them. They're why I'm a musician, and I didn't grow up with them. But man, oh man, great band. Hey, it's all the young dudes. So there's D. Scott Howard. He's channeling his Mott the Hoople, and of course, all the young dudes are written by David Bowie. So good stuff. Aaron Reed rattling off a bunch of Def Leppard music. So Hysteria, I used to do that in a couple bands. Hysteria, it's kind of fun. Yeah, yeah, excellent band, excellent band. Their big influence was Led Zeppelin. Um, so yeah, Def Leppard's an excellent band. They really are. I like the very melodic. I like that. I like that. So good to hear what the so Ken Castro, I'm telling D. Scott Howard he saw Mott the Hoople twice. Good stuff. Yeah, so many just great music, great baseball games, great baseball games. So, tonight we should have a little old chin wag about just the state of baseball gaming. Again, since this is a baseball focused channel, I mean, but just what everybody's thinking the state of gaming is now, what you would like to see, and maybe upcoming baseball sims that are being developed, or ones that are, so I mean, what would we like to see in Out of the Park Baseball 27, which is always messes me up because they're always a year ahead, and Action PC Baseball is right where it is. But I mean, I think it'd be fun. What would you like to see? Would you like to see, are there innovations you'd like to see in the cards and dice games that you play? I think it'd be really fun to talk about that. What would you like to see? It's not that developers know that this little family exists, but it'd be fun. Every once in a while, I'll be on some forums on some other, for some baseball games, and our little family does get mentioned. So who knows? Who knows? The state of Toronto after the World Series. So best Def Leppard was Pyromania, hands down. Great stuff. Yes, I will be. I'll be beta testing Out of the Park 27, unless they've decided to kick me off. But as far as I know, I am still a beta tester. So yeah, I will be. And that's real. It's fun. It's fun to kind of get a glimpse. And I was dying last year to tell you guys, like, oh my God, this is coming. This is coming. I couldn't say a word, about the greatly revamped player development lab, the live scoreboards, um, Drive for the Pennant being available for every season from 1901 to the present. And I was like, shit, I can't say a word to these guys. So Oh, you got the heat cranked up, man. Cousin Ken, I don't know what it's like up there in Rhode Island, but in Pennsylvania, man, it is absolutely polar. Tell them to keep working on historical. Oh, absolutely. Believe me, everybody that beta tests in there is saying the same thing. One thing that I'm hoping will happen is the Mike Garland manager challenge. If they add that into out of the park baseball, and I've read to you that post what his idea. If they would add the manager challenge into out of the park baseball, oh my god, that would be huge. I think Bill Buckner's walk up music should be "Bend Down Low" by Bob Marley. And this is why I love hanging out with you guys. See that? Just there you go. I came home in an absolute just rain cloud over the head, dark mood, and sad. And see that, man, you guys are amazing. So it's not just me, like we're people, but it's just being here, and this is nice. It's good. It's good because the most important thing is community, man. I'll shock you guys one day, and I don't think you'll like it. I will do a 9 inning game. I'll say hi, and that's it. You guys will have a 9 inning baseball game, but I don't think you'll like it. You know, I just can't. That's hard for me to do, not because I lose attention, because I want to know what you're doing. I don't care what it is. You're talking stuff. I want to hear it. I want to know it. That's what we do as family, as community. This isn't about Beatles eternally doing, whatever. Let other content creators do that. That's what they do, and they do it well. You know, I realize that my challenge is I don't have the voice of a baseball broadcaster, so I'm not going to just do that. I'm a very gregarious person, and if I could have everybody on mic, shit, that would be the ultimate dream. There's Clinton Parks. He says, "Good evening, brats," and good evening to you because you are part of this too. So you're a brat as well. Hope all's well with you, Clinton. As D. Scott Howard says, "Hello, old dude." So Clinton Parks is a we are on, well, again, if provided, God forbid, yes. I don't want to put, bad shit out in the universe, brother. So yes. Stupid Bowl Sunday. I love it. We are still on. Um it's going to be fun. I'm going to try to cram this year as many different baseball games, as I can, except well, it depends. If Legends is done, and I well, if he's done by Super Bowl or Stupid Bowl Sunday with Franchise Stars Baseball League, then I'm also going to include MLB The Show. If not, I always said I'm not going to do any MLB The Show while he's doing FSBL. So, but yeah. So I'm hoping you're going to be up on Super Bowl Sunday, Cousin Ken, during that long day and evening of pain that we must endure. Cousin Ken and I have something in common. We both can't stand the NFL. Um, Hopefully, you and I can play some Go. So, what you miss, Clinton, is I'm putting Michael McGreevy on temporary hold because I told everybody a few times my mom suffered a stroke on Christmas, and so I'm really kind of distracted right now. So, okay, Who's Big Bunny? I don't. If that is that a football person, Big Bunny, is that a football person, or what is that, Clinton? I have no idea. Ken says he's in. If John DFW's around, maybe we'll finally get around to playing a game of Strat Max. I think that would be fun. Play that one head to head. Halftime show. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, there you go. Nah, nope, nope. I won't be. We've been doing this since 2019, and before 2019, I always, as I told you guys, how that came about was my whole ever since I've been a baseball fan. So since I was 8 years old, I think 8, 9 years old, and that was weird because even then I liked the dead ball era. I have no idea why, but anyhow, I always wanted to do something. I always did something baseball related. always, because I didn't grow up with any baseball fans. My friends were baseball fans, but my family, not so much. So I would read a book, or if there was a baseball movie on, I'd go watch the baseball movie or play a baseball game, like one of, like something. It was always something baseball related, always. And then when we started this family, I'm like, well, let's do it. And so we do that ever since. Hi, Barbara. Here she is. Our resident whirlwind is joining us. Cold where you are, I'm sure, Barbara. Clinton says he'll be here playing in the background. Awesome. 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 Thank you so much, Barbara. Um, they're doing the rehab thing. I don't know really a lot about how that works or whatever, but just hoping for a good outcome, praying for a good outcome. I'm not, so it's very cold and a crazy wind. Same here in PA. Bah. And it's not looking too well. I mean, let's be real here. This is the ninth day of winter, so we got a little ways to go yet. But it is just not nice at all. Always hated winter too. The only thing I liked about it as a kid was getting like snow days off from school. But other than that, I've always hated winter, and so it has nothing to do with like getting older or anything like that. I've hated winter with an absolute a loathing that is ugh, it rivals that of Morgoth. So there's something for you Tolkien fans, of which I'm one too. Rehab generally works, so she might have a full recovery. I hope so. Yeah, it's kind of scary because she doesn't even sound like herself. It's ugh. Um, functionality and check for damage and start there. Okay, thank you, Clinton, for that. Thank you, guys. And Barbara also telling Mick, sorry to hear about your wife. Prayer she gets her vision back. Absolutely. So yeah, so Super Bowl Sunday is on, barring any, yeah, definitely, because we can't let the side down. It's like having stents, but the stent guys don't have a stroke. Got you. Okay. Yeah. I'm just, I mean, I know probably, for folks here that, you some of you have lost your parents. I got my pop. I like my stepdad, but I call my pop. I got my mom. They're supposed to be around forever. Damn it. I know they're not, but I'm not ready for this, man. I don't think you ever are. And I'm just hoping, because both sides of the family, I mean, very long lives and stuff like that. So that's what I'm hoping, man. Yeah. So a couple of you here, OHS survivors. I don't forget that. I really don't, Clinton. It's just sometimes, you're like, work today, and it's just like this shit to me isn't important. I mean, I do my job, but it's like this isn't what's important to me. It's not. I mean, work. Smelly Wrestling says, I like winter because you can dress for winter, not so for summer, which you can only undress for. Um, well, So you never are. So Clinton Park says lost his mom in 2022, just buried his son, and made both. I remember that, Clinton. So may both their memories be eternal, as we say in the Orthodox Church. Yeah, I mean, you never are. I know. Um, so yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, so yeah, maybe we'll devote part of Super Bowl Sunday to talking about just some things you'd like to see, maybe whether it's in the cards or dice game you play or the digital game you play or whatever. Baseball, though, we got that day. We're going to be strict about the football rule, so it's going to be baseball, 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 baseball. We're going to be strict. Not like an asshole strict or whatever, but just kind of like, okay, look, if you want to talk about that game, it's on the telly. Go watch it. We're to help out a friend and fellow baseball nut. As we help each other, Clinton. We are. So you guys are me, you guys and gal are amazing. You really are. So I appreciate it. So I don't want to keep this long because that way people again would be like, why is it taking 33 minutes? But I just really needed to talk to you guys and let you know what's going on with the Michael McGreevy League. And I know I saw in the really quickly in the Discord that Mick and Larry in Louisiana were talking about, teams. If one of you guys or both you guys want to draft a team, the rosters are there. Go ahead, you got time. Draft a team if you want. I mean, if it's 9 teams, we'll have 9 teams in the league. I don't care. It's just all about fun. Um, I knew that we weren't going to get as many people in this as like the Fields of Dreams League and Diamond Legends and stuff because we're back in a period that not a lot of people are comfortable with. 1871 to 1919. But you know what? That's I would a lot of people would feel like, oh, I'm going to flounder in this league, but it's about having fun. It'd be like if I would go to join a league that was, and if you guys caught that broadcast last week when Tribe fan throw me, said, why don't you do a couple with expansion teams, dude? I was so lost. I knew like 3 of the players in total from both teams, and I'm like, I can't do this, Tim. I'm like, ah, you know. But so I get where people are coming from. They're like, people, who the hell's Zach Weed? Who's Elmer Flick? Who's this Wee Willie Keeler guy? So to Clinton and Ken and I, that's like, yeah, we know those guys. But it is easy to forget, because I'm looking at those rosters for the 69 Expos and the 77 Mariners. I'm like, who are these guys? Yeah, I know the Expos becoming a superb franchise, as do the Mariners, but I didn't know who. I like what Craig Reynolds was on one of those teams and whatever. I had no idea who anybody was, man. Oh shit. Have I? Yes, I have. Hey, Blaine. Good evening. Blaine Shore's joining us here. Welcome in, man. Good to see you. And there's Larry. See that? I said his name. And hey, I love your avatar, by the way. He says, hey, Beatles, all the best to you. Your health concerns as well as your mom's. Got to take care of business. God bless. So right there, I love your avatar, Larry. I really, really do. So we call her in the Eastern Orthodox Church, we call her the Theotokos. We're Catholic. We're just not under the Pope, but we use the term Theotokos, God bearer. I love that. That's such a beautiful, beautiful, um, just beautiful avatar you have, man. Some other Ruskin Geek. So yeah. So Steve Tate's 5-year franchise file. If you guys have Action PC Baseball, you really should get it. You can get it on the APC community. It's not that's a different like that's like all kinds of stuff in there. And Steve did those, and you will have 20 lifetimes of baseball just with those 5-year franchise files. They're amazing. And Steve, he didn't use those aren't DK Sports. That's not the data he's using. He actually carded every player, and those things are mammoth. There's like 90 teams on each, the national 90 teams in the American League or something like that. It's incredible. So Clinton says he's setting up 1970 Fall Classic. Another crazy asked if I would play it. And as you've seen, I found a YouTube site that shows great stuff in the past. Yes, also known as the Madonna. So Blaine, hope you're doing well. Good evening. So yeah, Smelly Wrestling Geek. I don't know if you've tried the 5-year franchise files, but you really should. They're really, really, really good. And again, Steve did all that work. And how cool is Dave Cook to let Steve do that, right? I mean, and Steve not asking a penny for it, because if I was Dave Cook, I'd be like, let's sell this, man. It's great. It really, really is. Excellent for a draft league. There's my friend Truth Hurts Wilkie. There he is. So talk to my friend about coming on a Saturday and talking about Diamond Mine. He has no interest. Maybe we can set something up next month and talk about. I'd love to. Yeah, if he has no interest, that's cool. Have you come on, man? You're the guru as far as I'm concerned of Diamond Mine baseball, and we've had a lot of people, and quite a few people now adopt a diamond mind. So I'd love to have you on. Blaine says, doing great, setting up a game in your fictional strat project as we speak. Sounds good. If you want to tell us more about your strat project, man, that'd be super cool. Clinton says, got to have all seasons up to 2018. Just need to get current. And if Steve doesn't mind, I'll pick his 5-year. Wonder how it will play with Action PC's version of Board Game Companion. So you would have to have like those like as the cards or something. So but if you're wondering how your 1970 will play, Baseball Demos told me last week on one of his broadcasts, I just hopped in. He said, by the way, Beatles, he said, I did a complete game in that and it went off without a hitch. How's the McGreevy League work? Well, right now it's on temporary hold. But, so you have status pro, everything. Cool. Nice. Oh, well, so you could take his 5-year files. Probably, I don't know how you could do. It'd be a lot of work, but you could convert those into status pro cards. That would be fun. So the McGreevy League basically is a draft league in which we already had our draft. So everybody just, each in turn. The only thing that was random about it is just the order in the draft. We ended up doing a serpentine draft, but whoever got, so you would just, that night, people would just pick a player, and there are no doppelgangers in this league, not the year or anything like that. So I forget who was the first pick. I could bring up the thing, but anyhow. And then what we did is I had everybody just put in a Discord what year, and then boom. So everybody is, except my roster. I'm going to do my roster last. But our rosters are picked. I just haven't put mine in yet. Just assigning ballparks. And so it's going to be a regular sort of a season baseball league with the greatest, or with the idea is to build the best team you can, players from 1871 to 1919. Truth or Wilkie. That's how it works. So I didn't want anything to be random except the draft order. And so then, everyone went off, did his research on Baseball Reference, Total Baseball, whatever. And then just put together the best team that they think they can. And we're going to be using the Player Development Lab in Out of the Park Baseball, which is the main reason why we chose Out of the Park instead of Action PC. And we did the first McGreevy League in Action PC and felt it was time for a change. And Diamond Mind was one of the thoughts. We were thinking about Diamond Mind. We were thinking about even Baseball for Windows to have Ernie Harwell call the games. But Bernie is not comfortable at all with Baseball for Windows. So I would have to do all of the games. So whereas he is very comfortable with Out of the Park Baseball. So he'll be calling some of the games on his channel, and I'll be calling some here with this family. How many do we have? So we have 9 right now. I think 9, 8, 9, something like that. No, we do not play online. So with Out of the Park Baseball, unfortunately, unlike Action PC Baseball, there's no head-to-head play yet in Out of the Park Baseball. I don't know why. People have been screaming for that for years, and that doesn't exist yet. So no, basically, so Out of the Park plays 19th century and dead ball baseball so well that people don't even have to set up manager profiles unless they want to. But they can set their depth charts, everything. Basically, then the AI controls everything. And if guys say, somebody says, well, geez, Eddie Collins is having a cold start to the season. Let's put him in the player development lab, things like that. Juggling lineups, stuff like that. So it's as little or as much as you want to be involved, but there's no online play in that respect. Blaine Shore says 16 teams using the Hall of Fame Negro Leagues and Baseball Heroes 1 and 3 sets. Going to try and play every game on cards and dice. Well, I'll tell you what, Cousin Ken Castro will be very happy to hear that. Going to try to play every game on cards and dice, and so will Clinton Parks. These guys are hardcore cards and dice. In fact, Clinton plays a game that I really want to go all in on. I just don't have the money right now. Is National Pastime 3, and even though it's a digital baseball game, there's no autoplay in it. And Dwayne, yes, and Dwayne Martz. My God, can't forget Dwayne Martz. and his great 1978 Braves and Yankees replay, and the pre-bats and post-bats and all that with Appa Master. So yeah, best with it, Blaine. When you're on here, let us know, and if you're in our Discord, man, keep us up to date in the Discord with your project. People that that's an extension. That's the other home for this family where everybody can talk about, hey, I wrote up this, or I'm doing that, or whatever. Because we will follow it with keen interest. We really will. So that sounds really fun. Um, that sounds really, 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 really cool. So, are you playing it basic strat, advanced strat, or super advanced? I'll find out how much, because super advanced. Oh my god, that blew right. Like so in strat max, it's just pretty transparent. But man, I remember in university, so we started with basic strat. And we're like, hey, this is pretty cool. Then we played advanced strat, and we're like, this is really cool. And then we tried playing super advanced, and we're like, it was sort of like it was like your brain imploding and becoming this black hole, or even more so a magnetar. I was like, ouch. So yeah, David, start customer service. Strat customer service is on trial with a verdict tomorrow. Let us know, David. I mean, I'm hearing they're getting better. Um, Again, they weren't so with in my experience with the PC game, but I'm hearing they're getting better. I mean, that's why I've been hearing that, and that's I do love Stratomatic as a baseball game, and that's why I still have Stratmax and Apago. I love them both for different reasons. So let us know. Ken Castro asking Blaine, he says, how are you dispersing the Hall of Famers? That's a great question. Dwayne is one of his favorites to watch. Says Clinton Parks. He says he's a Dizzy Dean of the 21st century. He butchers names that I have to laugh. And you know what? I love it because Dwayne takes pride in it, man. So Clinton asked David, he's saying silly question, do you play your strat games at the same time each day? The Demolition League hangs in the balance. Okay, that is huge. Do let us know, David, because the Demolition League is pretty cool. Pretty cool. You guys got to check that out. So John says he's had good customer service from Strat for several years. So my bad customer service experience with Strat came in 2017 when they wanted to use TeamViewer to make sure I wasn't having two instances of the game running, like in other words, on two different computers. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I said no. So 9 Eastern, always. New release, says Truth Hearts Wokey, 1924 and 1925 Negro Leagues, projected release late January. This is for Action PC. Nice, because I've got all the Negro Leagues that they've released thus far. So 1924, 1925. Thank you, Truth Hearts Wokey. I'll get on DK Sports and pre-order. So there we go. Nice. So midlife, you can go back to the very beginning. All I was saying is it's on temporary hold because my mom is dealing with some, a rather significant health issue. Just putting Michael McGreevy League on a temporary hold. But now we're just shooting the shit. And I said I was going to get off of here after a few minutes, and here we are still talking. So Blaine says he plays mostly super advanced. He dispersed every player by the spin of a wheel. Nice. Okay. Trying to find a system to compile stats. Now put our big update. I have an answer for you, Blaine. I have an answer for you for a way to compile stats. And it is in the form of the Baseball HQ app. For 50% off right now. Wow. Okay, and for those of you that are fans of American football, Truth Hearts Wokey says 2025 Action PC Football starts at only $19 today. Now, DK Sports, you're getting the best customer service in the business. You can't beat it. And like I really don't know how the hell he makes money with all his sales and stuff. It's incredible. To be fair, if Strat comes through, I'll be the first to sing their praises. I hope they do come through, David. I mean, I mean, you've done like your unboxings and stuff. Talk about great advertising for them. Come on, you know. So midlife says more spiritual. That's hey man. It's no, you're those thoughts. Thank you, midlife, man. It's all good. You know, in fact, I don't even make that distinction between spiritual and religious. It's the idea that we, I don't know, Carl Jung would call it kind of right in the Jungian sense. There's no difference, and I always kind of like the way Carl Jung sort of talked about that collective consciousness that is right. So, midlife says he surprisingly had surprisingly great customer service with Strat recently. Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. That's never going to get me to buy their PC game again, but I'm really happy with Strat Max. It's really cool. Do have to say it. Okay, so the Baseball HQ app. There's a Facebook group, Blaine, and I'm going to bring my Facebook page up, but obviously on the other screen. So I trust you folks, but I don't know who's going to be watching this later. So let me, so that way I can just give you the name of the group you can look for. Hang on a second here. Let's continue. Hang on a sec here. I don't know why oh my God, why this does this. There we go. That's better. All right. Let me get you that. All right. So there is a group, and I don't think this is a private group. Let me make sure. Um, a guy that you want to look for, actually, if you're on Facebook, Blaine, is a guy named Paul Fay. So get in touch with Paul Fay, and I will put his name in chat. It's a free app, and I'm going to bring it up for you here really, really quickly, just so you can see what it does. Okay. It's really super cool. Now you can get it as for free just by itself. I also have it with Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. So real quick, I'll show you what it does. But first, let me put Paul's name in here. Hey, Dwayne, we just talked about you a few minutes ago. So look for this guy. He's a Brit. No, John, I've gotten rid of that censorship. You can use the term football. It's all good, man. All right, let me show this to Blaine because he's talking about wanting to do stats and stuff. Now I'm going to bring up Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, but that's not, you don't need Pocket Pennant Run for this. But you got to get in touch with Paul Fay so you can get the link to download it. It's pretty cool. Oh God, David, I'm sorry. Ever since Christmas and the thing with, all the things going on right now, I have to go back and revisit it, man. Everything today, actually, I had to send somebody to one of our, to a FedEx office because there's certain things that they do that we don't do at the ship centers. And I actually, and it's an address I give people every day. I forgot the address today. I'm just so preoccupied, which is again why McGreevy is on a temporary hold. I couldn't even remember it. All right, so Blaine, I'm bringing this up, and now I'm going to close Action PC Baseball. So here it is, and it runs locally. It's Baseball Commissioner HQ. In fact, you could even try searching that on Facebook as well. And boy, what it can do is all kinds of stuff, man. It does box score reports, rewards, player reports, head-to-head history. You can there, you want player stats, there you go. This will work with any baseball game you can imagine. This will work with. All right, you're setting up something right here. So let me go in here. I keep forgetting to disable this, but let's jump into here for a second. So there, Blaine, if you can see that, all the stuff that you can do with this thing, it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. And I think this would be just the ticket for you. So if you have Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, you get this. This will come with it. But if you don't, just reach out to Paul. Say, hey, man, I was on Beatles Eternally, and he was talking about your Baseball HQ app, and he'll hook you up, and it's free. It is absolutely free. You can run as many projects as you want. Schedule editor in here. You can recalc stats. You can recalc games played in this thing. Create new schedule. Import stats. A lot of this works through Common Delimited, so CSV stuff. All good. Bulk edit rosters, lineup managers in this thing, and all free. Doesn't cost a penny. Yep, it's free, Barbara. It is absolutely free, and it's a monster. It is just it's a monster. You can view all games played, the last six played, the next. You can look at next and upcoming. You can do things by, and you can define these by the divisions, by how many teams. I haven't put anything in here yet to do anything. You can do comparisons here in this thing. A league setup wizard. Even if we just hit this, create a brand new league. This will overwrite and rate your current league stats and schedule. And there you go. I mean, it's really, really, really cool. You can add expansion teams. There's a bulk roster paster if you want. So add players in bulk to any team, new or old. This is non-destructible. We'll only add players. So super, super cool. Something that I think is just, and again, this won't cost you a cent. Recognize that, yeah, you need it. Well, it's free, man. So Midlife says, can't wait for manual entry for Action PC Football. Pro Football Helper doesn't have autosave. Lost a game today. Luckily, the play-by-play log was in the file. I have to go back and log play-by-play to resave stats. Yeah. I mean, I'm chuffed that baseball got it first. But I would imagine, I couldn't see where, by the way, this has a newspaper too. Look at this. Yeah, look, even has a newspaper for your stuff. How cool is that? So Paul really did a bang up job on this, man. So Clinton, you don't have to find it anywhere. Look, so if I fire up Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, right down here, Baseball Commissioner HQ stats. So watch what happens. I'm going to close this. And now you're not going to see it come over my screen, but as soon as I hit this comes up right in Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. That's it. It's right there. And you can go to town with it. It's really fun, really powerful. And I don't know, man hours, how much Paul put into it, but it's really an incredible utility. So there it is. So it's right in. Just get the full install. Either the full install, I guess the update. I always just do full installs. But Indy Costco died 19th December. Took the field for Mickey Mantle during his final game. May his memory be eternal. Albert Hall died 16th of December. First cycle after the Braves moved to Atlanta. Memory eternal. Yeah, it's super cool, Barbara. It is super, super cool. And I think he's going to be doing, I think Paul mentioned he's going to be doing this for some other sports as well. So, David says, Clinton, 1987 Yankees versus Brewers tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. So Clint says, what a nudge he is. Nah, not a nudge. You're cool. It's all good, but it's right there. It's right there. So, all right, guys, we are coming up on an hour. For Beatles Eternally, that's a short time. Dave Gardner's been broadcasting a lot. So, always fun to watch Dave Gardner. Good stuff. Midlife Crisis says he just got his first payoff pitch on Monday from his wife for Christmas. What a gal. Yeah, she's a keeper. We said that before. It was because of her that you could be in the McGreevy League, man. Mrs. Midlife Crisis is like, man, she's awesome. She's awesome. Because the Midlife Crisis was, I remember, do you remember, man? You're like, oh, I don't know. And then the missus, and she's like, do it. I'm like, yay. So Mrs. Midlife Crisis is always awesome in our book, man. Just like Honey Bunny is. You got yourself a woman that understands this crazy hobby. And Barbara, please don't take this as being, but there's not a lot of women in our hobby. You're I wish there were more. And I can say the same thing in magic. So as a magician, there are more and more women coming into magic now, and not as assistants, but as magicians. And I'm so chuffed about that. And I'm just hoping someday this isn't going to be just an old boys network here. And I mean sports sim gaming. So Barbara, man, she's like as like look at that enthusiast. She loves payoff pitch. She wants to know what season you got. Midlife crisis said she created a monster. Now I get yelled at for being always on here in Discord. That's beautiful, man. That's a beautiful thing. It's a great wife you have there, man. I don't know how I can't get that lucky, man. So my ex-wife and I, we used to go to a lot of baseball games together. So that was kind of cool, but she never understood this at all. She's just like, what? She said, she used to say, we go to baseball games. Why are you doing that on the computer? And I kept saying, because I love baseball. She said, but we go to we got 3, 4 games a week. She never understood it. Never understood why I'm staring at a computer screen and sifting through stats. So it is what it is. Imagine a female. There's one that does it, David. It's really funny, actually. I forget her name right at the moment, but she does an illusion show, and she does saw a male in half. It's pretty funny. But where I'm excited now, we're so women in magic really quickly made their first forays as illusionists. So in the industry, that means sawing people in half, working with large animals, things like that, big stage illusions. But now there are more and more women coming into sleight of hand magic, which is super cool. The last barrier is in the sister art of magic, mentalism. There are very, very, very few women that have gone into mentalism right now, but there are more women coming into sleight of hand magic. And as a sleight of hand magician, I'm super happy about that. Besides, it's harder to make a coin disappear than it is to make an elephant disappear. You heard it here first. Boom. Barbara says, I'm good. It's very hard to find a good man that understands that I, as a woman, love sports gaming. And well, here I am, Barbara. Give me a call. Could you imagine what a fun date that would be, right? Be like, so Barbara, what do you plan on payoff pitch? So Beatles, what are you doing at McGreevy? Like, oh, it'd be awesome. Midlife Crisis says he got the printed game, just the starter set of the cards. Okay, yeah. Look out. He says, like to do the KOTH to learn the game, then the floodgates will open. Awesome. That is good stuff. So, yeah. Of course, Payoff Pitch coming to PC. So I'm keenly awaiting that. I guess sometime in April, I'm heard. No, let's go, Barbara. That's cool. Look, if you can put up with me being a Pirate fan, I can put up with you being a Mets fan. So, I mean, that's cool, right? Let's go. Look out. Guys, who knows? See that? So that's, I mean, from your perspective, that's kind of funny. Find a good man that understands you love sport. I think it's super cool. Super, super cool. My ex-wife was a serious gamer. Oh my God. I remember so she played like the living like bejesus out of Oblivion. And then she was like, yeah, we're going to play Guild Wars 2. I probably put 800 hours in that with her. I think she put an additional 1,500. She's like, come on, you want to play? No, I'm too tired. Well, I'm going to play Guild Wars 2. Knock yourself out. It was so much fun. So Barbara says, yes, she is so happy for Payoff Pitch on PC. Yeah, that looks really nice. The cards look great. Clinton says, my wife did me better. Got another Strands gift card. It's where I found a pair of books on the Federal League. Very nice. Very, very nice. Barbara says that she doesn't care what team a man likes. A ball game is fun no matter what team. Barbara, that's it. You keep this going. I'm just going to propose to you. We're going to cut through the whole dating thing. The Beatles and Barbara show come. I would love to have Barbara come on sometime. I really would. And I'm not talking about let's get a woman's perspective. I just want Barbara on because I've seen I've seen her like how she's so interactive and all the other with all the other content creators. So if she's not terribly mic shy, the invitation is always there, Barbara. Honey Bunny says Clinton knows his passion for baseball. Cousin met her when he came up to Portland. Nice. Baseball demos. I says, let me know if you change your channel name to Barbara Eternally. You'll be the first to know, David. Barbara Eternally. She says this sounds great. It sounds great. Oh man. Hey, you never know, guys. You just never know, man. Barbara, do you like sleight of hand magicians? We got to get that out of the way. So I'm a musician, right? I'm a keyboard player and singer, and I'm also a sleight of hand artist. Is that cool? Are you cool with magic? Some people aren't. Some people are freaky about magic. So, I don't do balloon doggies and pulling rabbits out of hats. My stuff is more cards, coins, dice, all that kind of, like, my character is a sort of con man. You love magic? All right. So Barbara, marry me. That's it. We're done. That's it. You love magic? Cool. Yay. Wait till Beatles start singing I Want to Hold Your Hand. So that octave jump that McCartney does in that song, oof, I can do it, but it's hard, man. So in a band I was in, we used to do that song. And I was always like, okay, if we're playing this tonight, it's always got to be in the first set. By the third set, there's no way you're doing that octave jump. It just, boom. McCartney just hits it like just perfect. Help. Hey, there he is. Hey, brother, how you doing? Sports Time Machine. You people here are keeping me. I said we were going to keep this short. It's an hour and 7 minutes. Well, if anybody wants to know why the McGreevy League, just go back. It's the first 10 minutes. Barbara says, oh my God, I can't stop laughing. She says to David. So, Mike, you have been missed. I hope all is well with you and yours, and hope your Christmas was blessed, as we are still in the 12 days of Christmas. So, Merry 5th day of Christmas, as we commemorate the incarnation of God. All right. And Clinton's having a good laugh there too. So, Mike, you're gonna start broadcasting again, hopefully soon, on a more regular basis. You are missed. So this guy he's a strat machine. Why don't I post your Discord in your about you here? About me? Nobody wants to know about me. I just whatever. I'm just, Barbara, I'm chatting you up as a good Irishman should. You understand what I'm saying here? I'm chatting you up, Barbara, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, I thought about starting a magic channel. Do I have a Discord? Not personally, but we have a Discord for this community. I don't have a magic with magic, no, but we do have one. So you did a football game last night? Okay, good. Barbara Beatles as McGreevy would say, it's you and Barbara. Enough said. Yeah. No. Are you in our Discord, Barbara? Like the community Discord, the McGreevy Discord? Because we got to send you an invite if you're not. But no, I don't have my own. John DFW is the one that put it together for us, actually. But it's ours. It's everybody's. And happy. So Philip, well, you have to be, Barbara. John, are you here? Could you please? Yeah, we probably will elope. I don't know. She feels about that, but I say we go elope and we play. We're just gonna do some baseball gaming. And now Barbara's into other sports. Now, Barbara, here's the other question: are you okay with a guy who is not a fan of other sports? Like if I'm like, okay, babe, you watch your football. I'm gonna go work on a baseball project, or I'm gonna go work on a different version for dead cutting to the Aces or something, whatever. Because I am a baseball only fan. Baseball only fan. That's it. There's a wedding. Tabby will be the best cat. Ooh, I just said that near my cats, but yes, I'll make them like the ring cat and the what's the little. So little girls are the little boys are the ring bearers. What I forget what little girls do. Something or other. They throw flowers at people or something at weddings. It's been a while. So may not think this is actually good therapy. No, this is super good therapy. Thank you. It really does. Do not care. I can read as long as we are there for each other. Barbara, I'm telling you. Flower girls. Thank you, David. Barbara, I'm telling you. I'm a good guy. Long hair. I got long hair. But I'm not. But I keep it clean. Very, all that kind of stuff. But I'm a magician, and so that means I'm a little weird. And I'm a voracious reader. Things like that. Um, I'm shite for and Philip wished us a happy. I hope that I don't know if that was a typo, Philip. But happy New Year to you and happy or Merry Fifth Day of Christmas. History Maker Baseball Express is Philip. 1980s Phillies replay. Phillies 7-4. Mike Schmidt has 4 home runs. Luzinski has 1. Okay. So yeah, okay, Barbara, up there, you see it. There it is. There's the Discord. Join us, and friend me. I am Beatles eternally. Just all one word, Beatles eternally, and friend us all. It's great. Talk about your projects going on there. You and I can talk about uh, where we're gonna live, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be awesome. All right, we got Barbara in there now. Nice, 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 nice. So, well. Okay, I do have an answer for slow, but we kind of just met, so but slow can be very good. Anyhow, does Barbara smoke? Oh no, dude, I'm quitting, man. I'm quitting. So don't worry about that. That's no, I'm getting out of this right now, Mike. There's bad things happening, and I'm just like, so. Um, Clinton says things still drop a fall classic. Clinton, I sent you. You should have the invite. You should be in there. A guy with long hair and a magician is kind of weird. Why is that, Philip? Why is that? It worked out. Okay, she's 14 years. So what? She'll help me kick the habit. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. So it's all good. Yes, you are back in because I'm the one that sent you the thing. I can so here, Barbara. I'll stop, Barbara. I will. David says that we can whisper sweet no hitters in each other's ears. That's original. That's beautiful. Barbara, what do you say? What do you say? Sweet whisper sweet no hitters in each other's ears. You know what? Wouldn't be some great pillow talk though. It really, really would. I like that. I like that, man. Yeah. David, you should be. Is there a male version of a Yenta? You should be the male version of a Yenta. Barbara, you think it's too funny? I'm chatting you up here, darling. I'm trying to say let's talk. So yeah, I'm the good guy that I'm like, oh my god. I mean, look, midlife crisis. Like his wife, she is so cool with this. And I'm like, wow, this is great. She says, I'll take the sweet no hitter thing. Bring it. I will, believe me. And I also love your your avatar too. Clinton says, I can't remember his name, but there was a long haired magician, Doug Henning. So Doug Henning, 14 hours smoke free. So it's a match. Thank you. A good, funny, not bad. There we go. Philip says, simple. Since some of those little pops that make cigarettes explode, you'll stop in less than a week. This reminds me of a pair of dice, but there goes the pancreas. That's implosion. Shaka says this reminds me of Pair of Dice by the Dashboard Light. Oh my. You're killing me over here. Says you get along great. Paul Skeens will be a Met. Oh, that's it. I'm booting you out of here, sports time machine. Yeah, matchmaker, bring Beatles a match, find him a find, catch him a catch. There we go. Gonna develop diabetes, a lot of sweetness here. I know, right? I mean, we're usually not that sweet here, but man, I think Barbara and I would be awesome, man. I'm telling you, Barbara, geez, telling you. But Philip, what are you talking about? Long-haired magician is weird. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of us actually. Jeff McBride, he's one of the world's foremost. He's in a type of magic. It's called manipulation, which is sleight of hand, but it's done in a parlor or stage setting. So I don't do that. I'm a sleight of hand guy. And Jeff McBride, long hair, man. Yeah. So little fiddler on the roof. Absolutely, absolutely. We need a game. You need to play bench jockey. If Barbara likes the DH, is that a deal breaker? Nope. If a woman likes a DH, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Oh, thank you. So, well, you guys are the ones putting me in a better mood. And Barbara, you and I, telling you, we're gonna. I'm ready to propose right now, but I'm kind of an old fashioned guy, so we do got to kind of get to know each other. But I mean, already you're ticking all the boxes, so it's all good. Who's playing tonight? Um, no one. I didn't plan to do a game at all. I planned to come on here for a half hour, and that was well, that was quite a while ago, wasn't it? 45 minutes ago was a half hour, so no game tonight. We're just talking, and I'm trying to flirt with Barbara here, and she doesn't think I'm serious. So Barbara, if I start busting out the poetry like Khalil Gibran or something, what is this? Wintertide. What do you think it is? So it's a community. There's a picture of Forbes Field. This is a baseball channel. Even though my name is Beatles Eternally, there's no Beatles content on here. So that's what it is. This is community. So yeah, usually there's a game going on here, but not tonight. We're just talking. Yeah. So Stick Tap, welcome in, man. Stick Tap Sports Network says he had an old fashioned a little while ago. Yeah, thanks for not sharing with the class, dude. Welcome in. I'm serious. I am serious. I am serious. So I can give you my credentials here, Barbara. I turned down 2 free ride PhDs. I have a master in education. Um, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. No criminal record. Had all my shots. Rabies, distemper, all those things. What kind of game? Video game. So, Keats or the Bard. Keats is good. John Keats is good. But Killer Gibran, though, he gives you that tension that's going there too. Is really cool. So mostly what we play on here, Wintertide, like the name by the way, is are mostly digital games. Now we do some like Strat Max and Apago here, but action PC baseball, out of the park baseball, Appa baseball for Windows, Diamond Mind. Haven't done any digital diamond here in a while. We have a Discord. You should join. This is a family. This isn't a channel. It's a family. So it is a family, and yeah. So we don't play like Twitch video games here, like I do. I'm a gamer. Like I do play. I mean, I just picked up like what did I just pick up? Oh my god, Path of Exile 2 and a bunch of stuff in the Steam sale, and Steam library is like 3,000 games. It's really embarrassing actually. But this is a baseball family, and we all come in here and we do have baseball games, but it's really, really, really about community here more than the game. The game is secondary, and that's what makes this family unique. It's secondary. Super Mega Baseball. I've got all versions of it, dude. All versions of Super Mega Baseball. It's so much fun. I do. I love it. So that is a Twitch game that I will play as far as baseball goes. But this is really about when we are serious. It's Todd B in here. Where's Todd B? There he is. Happy New Year, he says. It's a love connection. Beatles will be back in 2 and 2. You guys think I'm kidding around, man. I am seriously chatting up Barbara. Wait, I'm telling you, man. She's because I've seen her in other chats. I'm like, hey, this is all right. This is nice. Speaking of Steam, it's getting kind of steamy in here. Absolutely. You tried 4 for a while back, didn't like it, so you stuck to 3. A lot of people did, Wintertide. I like it. I like Super Mega Baseball 4. It's pretty cool. I don't like the fact that they sold out to the Evil Empire, though. Not cool. Oh, I see Lou Gehrig's name up here. Clinton says, Barbara, if you're on Facebook, I found a site on YouTube that shows quite a few historical baseball, including a photo of Homer and Baker sliding into Lou Gehrig. You guys ever seen? No, this is not my A game. It is not my A game. Believe me, it is not my A game. Good God. All right, I will go. See now, Barbara says go. This is not a catfish situation. You guys are evil, man. You guys are evil. You wait, not cousin. One does not do one's A game in around scoundrels like you. Are you kidding me? Yeah. All right. Let me see here. I'm looking for you, Barbara. Oh, there we go. I found you somewhere. Da, 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 da. Hang on a second here. Sometimes steering this thing is weird. There we go. Pending. Oh, what a cool name you have. I love it. Yes, definitely. Except. Yay. All right. Thank you. All right. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Need a couple of pops. All right. Oh my God. I'm like 6 comments behind here. All right. Facebook. Uh, but this morning you got banned. It's only for three. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Cool. Facebook jail. Gotta love that, man. Um, so no, you're not riffraff. You're scoundrels. So being a scoundrel is much better than being riffraff. Trust me, it's a compliment. If a magician thinks you're a scoundrel, you're in good company, pal. You're a Brooklyn girl with a sailor mouth. Not at all, darling. Are you kidding me? Come on. How many Irish Italians have you been around? So if you think that's a deal breaker, nah. Sassy Nelly. See, that's it, guys. What can you say? Falling in love here, man. Where are you taking her first date? Better be a nice place. Spend over 200, says Philip. So yeah, well, obviously we have to go to Shea for a game, right? And then, right? Then we go to Pittsburgh, go to PNC Park, see a game, and then I take her to. And Barbara, I don't know how well you know Pittsburgh. Some of the greatest food in the city is in a place called the Strip District. It has nothing to do with strippers. It's a strip district. Great food. So yeah, it's gonna be like baseball dates and stuff. It's gonna be fun. So wow, this thing is blowing up here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Clinton's wife is a Bronx chickie. He says still has her hunk. So is the picture a game of Cardinals versus Pirates? Are we talking about this? Um, well, we definitely know it's the Pirates. I can't tell. I think that's Cardinals. I don't even remember. I've been using this Forbes Field picture for Action PC Baseball forever. Not Shea, I know Citibank, City Field, whatever. I'm in love right now, so that means see Barbara right now has me such that I'm in, I I'm just words fail me because I'm just awestruck. So you got to cut me a break here, right? Ken knows the Strip District. Yeah, nice. Well, so as a Beatles fan though, Shea is very important and very sad it's gone. It's where the Beatles played the very first stadium concert by a rock band, and Paul McCartney helped close it and open City Field. So Brooklyn Cyclones still playing. Think the Reds had sleeveless jerseys. See, do you guys see why I think Barbara and I would be great because she's catching this detail here. And I'm trying to look at the catcher there. Um, you're right. I think this is the Cardinals. How about that? So that's spooky because the Cardinals are my other National League team. So yeah, nice, nice, nice. That's so. Clinton Park says, "Aren't the Brooklyn Cyclones still playing down by Coney Island? Take Beatles, especially when they play Long Island. I love I love New York is my favorite American city, and I'm not just saying that because I'm chatting up Barbara. Um, all this talk will make Kate Beckinsale angry. No, because Kate Beckinsale doesn't know anything about baseball. So she says she thinks it's Bob Gibson and Tim Carver, but she is not sure. You know what, Barbara? If you would like it to be Bob Gibson and Tim Carver, It shall be so. We declare it so now in this picture of Forbes Field. Big thing is, can you beat her baseball trivia? Doubt it. Uh-oh. Now look, I'm still chatting her up, and you're like trying to get me to like a baseball trivia. Wow, Philip's already having us go to divorce court before we've even had our first. Hi, would you like to have, let's go out and have a little cup of coffee or something here? Yikes. Okay, you explain the cyclone next time. All right. Victor Marotti. Come stai paesano, huh? So, Buon Natale. And of course, we're coming up on the new year, but this is the fifth day of Christmas. So, Victor, I hope you're doing well. Um, so yeah, she's great at baseball trivia. Okay. Well, it's good. We got to give these things time. Give these things time, gentlemen. Now you've gone all from a bunch of yentas to like 12 angry men. So be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Please. There we go. So I'm supposed to wave back, says Discord. And there we go. Oh, look, we even have the same with same avatar. This is meaningful. This is meaningful. All right. Anyhow, we need to come to New England. I love New England. I love New England. New England's beautiful. Oh, don't listen to Philip. You let me win. Well, so I mean, Philip already like he's going off about magicians with long hair. Philip, telling you, if I was Merlin, I'd turn you into a newt, brother. Yeah, so they did have. So did the American League. So I don't know how much you've looked at dead ball baseball, Wintertide, but one of the misconceptions about dead ball was that the parks were small, and that's actually not true. Parks like Baker Bowl were the exception to the rule. And even by dead ball standards, this is a big, big ballpark, but there were bigger Huntington Avenue grounds in Boston. Cousin, you were saying, and Clinton, what you guys were both saying, yeah, it was an awesome movie, David. 12 Angry Men, Henry Fonda. What was it to dead center in Huntington Avenue grounds? It was like 500 feet or something ridiculous like that. Yeah, big, big ballpark, big ballpark. Um, yeah, yeah. See, she's being nice to me. I'm the only single dude in here, man. Come on, be nice. 507, 507 feet. So, could you imagine? I mean, just that's huge, huge, huge. It's big, big ballparks. Um, Abbott's Field was exactly a city block, and that was including all the right the whole facade of the building and everything of the physical plant. So it was a city block, and we've told that story of why the Dodgers had to move. They couldn't build onto Ebbets anymore. To come to Chicago. Oh my God, I love Chicago too. Barbara, do you hear this? People are rooting for us. All right, they're rooting for us. Right. Um, yeah. So, yeah, yeah. So Cleveland, yeah, the left field in League Park, far, far and away, it is. Love Chicago. Haven't been to Chicago in a while. Stick tap. Almost moved there. Almost bought a brownstone in Wrigleyville in about 20 years ago. Now, God, has it been 20 years? Yeah, when I was a stupid child, should have done it. Hmm. Wrigley Field is your favorite? Never. Oh, you've never been, Barbara. Wrigley Field. It's. I mean, I hate to sound like the tropes and things like that, but cliche, but you walk into Wrigley Field, Barbara. It is. I mean, it almost makes that wonderful monologue that James Earl Jones does in Field of Dreams. That's what you feel like when you walk to Wrigley Field, and the fans are really amazing. You would absolutely love. You're a 5-minute walk to Wrigley. Wow. Oh man. I'd be living there. I would be living at Wrigley. You know what? Forget FedEx. I'll go sell peanuts just so I could be at Wrigley Field. I love Wrigley Field. Wow. You know you're in when you start calling her. I have not called her. Did I say Barb? I'm sorry. I didn't give her. Barbara is her name. Unless she says you can call me Barb. Whatever. But yeah, Clinton says, I hate you, Stick. So close to Wrigley. How about it? It's amazing. Oh, my. So Shaka says he misses baseball road trips. He's been to about 30 major league parks. Awesome. That is great. John says he's been to Fenway and Wrigley. They are the best and the two oldest. Is it again? And isn't it weird to think Dodger Stadium is the third oldest ballpark now in the majors? Right, 1962, and this thing's the third oldest now in the majors because Yankee Stadium doesn't count anymore. Let's be real; it's not the. So the original for Huntington Avenue grounds was 530 feet wintertide. But yeah, this was so Forbes Field. No hitter was ever pitched here. That holds that distinction. So do we know the like? I wonder what the like the dimensions for like Palace of the Fans, things like that, or what was the one where John McGraw was that the South End grounds in Boston where there was a big fight and like the grandstands burned down or something, or I don't know. And I heard that I've read that was a big, of course, Polo Grounds was huge, and when they put that cutaway in dead center, nobody ever hit a ball out of like center field in Polo Grounds. So wear that as a badge of honor. How about it? The house that Steinbrenner built. Yeah, the second one. Absolutely. So Barbara, Wrigley Field. You've never been to Wrigley. It's amazing. You walk in there and you see at least not when I was there. I don't know if they still have that. So I was there before the renovations, and I'm so glad they did the renovations. There's a great YouTube documentary you might want to check, Barbara. Really engrossing to watch, and it's just about the renovations of Wrigley and what they did. It was an engineering miracle, and I'm glad they did it. There was some serious issues going on with Wrigley, but it will be with us forever as it is a national historical landmark. And everybody already knows the trivia question. So if you know it, if you don't know it, take a stab. If you do know it, please don't answer this. Wrigley Field holds an amazing distinction in Major League Baseball. What is it? There's something very distinct. It has nothing to do with the lights. Wrigley Field is more than any other ballpark. Wrigley Field has this distinction that none of the others have. What is it? Oh, you have to, Barbara. Love it. You will love it. Hey, we can share a screen on Discord and watch it together. You can see that. I'm telling you, I am not letting up. Barbara's like never going to come back in here now. But she's like, this Beatles dude, he's hitting on me, man. But hey, come on. Took a stadium tour of old Yankee Stadium, money well spent. Says Shaq is Victor Marotti says many places are beautiful. There's an old saying, a new broom always sweeps clean. How about it? Yeah. Love it. So nobody's taking a stab at it except the people that know it or aren't. So whoever's first, you can go ahead and say it now. If you know there's something very unique about Wrigley Field. And it has to do with its history, of course. Let's see, is it going to be Clinton first, Ken first? Is it going to be Stick Tap first? Who's it going to be? Somebody's going to come up with it now. So the guys who know the answer, go ahead. Nope, it is not the Ivy, because you can see there in Forbes Field, there's an Ivy in left field. It's not it has nothing to do with the Ivy. Nice guess though, but nope. So this even when Forbes was standing, this was something unique about Wrigley Field that no other ballpark shared. And it is truly one of a kind. It's the only one of its kind. It is not the scoreboard, Barbara. Nope. Because look at Fenway's hand operated scoreboard. There it is. Ken Castro's got it. It is the only surviving Federal League park. It was not built for the Chicago Cubs. It was built for the Chicago Federal League team. And that's what makes it distinct. So nice. Tessier Ashpool, welcome in. So that is what makes Wrigley Field unique. It was originally called Wiggum Field, actually, and then the Cubs took it over, and there you go. Yep, Wiggum Field, exactly, and is the only Federal League park surviving and used, and beautiful ballpark. So Barbara thought so. Nice. All right. That see again, Barbara. We got to talk. Not only does she love, and I know you love other sports, but we're in here. We're baseball contacts. Come on, Federal League. This is come on. Now she knows some dead ball baseball. This is nice. Yep, the Whales. So they're also the Chi Feds, right? Which because everybody was kind of like the Feds, but then they had their names. But yeah, I always thought that was really cool about that it's it was a Federal League ballpark, not National League or American League. So neither do I, Barbara, and that's what makes life grand. You know why? Because I feel that a day that I haven't learned something is a day wasted. And I truly mean that. And that's why I'm a voracious reader. I'm intensely curious about everything. You know, I really am. I have like, I don't know. I just want to know things. I think that God created this great universe, and He wants us to learn about it, you know, and yeah, learn about this amazing creation. I think it's beautiful. So I love astronomy. Oh my goodness, I love astronomy. Yeah, we teach and learn from each other. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Wrigley's also the only major league field that Madonna played in. Wow, what? She didn't like the other ones? At least Mac guy, he played in pretty much all of them. McCartney played in almost all of them. So good for him. Should have known that, Stick Tap Sports Network said. It was covered in the tour of Wrigley, which he highly recommends. 1914 season running in National Pastime 3, says Clinton. Victor says he's been to Fenway and might add to see the Yankees. And what I noticed, the bathrooms are from when it was built. Oh, that's cool. And Clinton, of course, yeah. It's awesome. No shit. That's cool. Well, they kept something then. What was the famous words that apparently the Babe Ruth said when he first saw Yankee Stadium inside? He says, "This is a hell of a ballpark," I think is what he said. What a master of understatement, huh? Speaking of Madonna, you need to watch League of Their Own. Great movie. Oh, that Madonna played baseball in. Oh, okay. I thought you meant a concert. Okay. Yes. And she was really good in that movie, too. I love that movie. I love A League of Their Own. And I'm sorry, man, but I'm just funny movie, funny. Fun. It's a fun movie, but it's also a great homage to these women that played exemplary baseball. And yeah, I tell you what, I'm sorry, but if that and if you're going to tell me, you're going to sit here and you're going to try to tell me that movie doesn't give you a little lump in the throat like somebody's cutting the onions, you know, then you're full of crap. Because that I remember the first time I watched that movie, man, it was like ooh, but in a good way. Fantastic movie. I love the scene in that movie. Do you remember where there was the black woman, and I don't know whether the ball was somebody threw the ball or something, and they couldn't get to it, and she caught it with one hand, and that was just and threw it back, and just the look in her face, that was incredible, just incredible. Penny Marshall did such a fantastic job with that movie. So all the way, May, absolutely. There's no crying in baseball, right? So trivia. Here we go. Okay, trivia question for you guys and gal. My gal. That's my gal, by the way. My gal is no. This isn't about. This is not a contest. So Tom Hanks's character is based upon whom? What baseball player? Loosely, but who's he based on? I love that though, that whole speech. There's no crying in baseball. And he does the whole speech about Rogers Hornsby and called me a talking pile of pigs. Jimmy Fox, Todd B got it. Yep. So he's loosely based on Jimmy Fox, who did manage. He did manage in the All American Girls Professional Baseball League. Yep. Clinton coming up here too with the because we've got the delay double X, the beast, man. Yep. Who young man when he died was 57, I think 57, something like that. Jimmy Fox. Wow. David says when I played 1987's Red, I called a shortstop Kurt Stillwell. Stillwell Angel. I remember Stillwell Angel. Yes, I've got to watch the movie. I wish YouTube wouldn't like shut us down. Wouldn't that be fun? We could watch A League of Their Own. I've never seen the series. I don't want to. His mother's at the game when he called him that. Wow. Yep. Stillwell Angel. Such a great story. Of course, Casey Candell. I think it was his aunt. His aunt, right? Casey Candelli. We have to say in Italian, Candelli. So it was his aunt that she actually was one of the consultants to that movie, and she played in the AAGPL. So, um, what was her name? Now, see, Barbara will know this. I don't know her name, but I do. I love that movie so much. And then when you see him at the end of the movie, right when he comes to the Baseball Hall of Fame exhibit for her, um, there was a lot of serious. I mean, it was funny, but there was a good serious undercurrent. I liked the commentary about that. I mean, even the AAGPL was still segregated. So I'm working on it, Barbara. Bernie, how you doing? These people are here cheering me up, and Barbara and I, we might be hitting it out here. We don't know. I'm thinking she doesn't think I'm serious. I'm being serious. Helen Callahan. Okay, yeah, Callahan. Let's do it right. Helen Callahan was a player. Are we allowed to watch movies in here without getting flagged? um, Not on YouTube. So what happened was, Mike, there was I think it was like 6 or 7 months ago. We showed that one of the famous Bugs Bunny baseball cartoons. And since this family, this our gathering here isn't monetized, what they did is they just silenced that part of the video, edited it out. So yeah, we actually can't, but we could get together in the Discord and watch it, but not on YouTube. We can't. Zeppelin 72, you a Led Zeppelin fan? He says, "What's this about, my G?" This is about family. This is about community. We are a baseball community, but we're all here in a common love of the greatest of all games, baseball. Baseball Demo says, I'm going to go back here. What an active chat we got tonight. I love it. Liked it when Tom Hanks had to drive the bus and told the chaperone that she was wonderful in The Wizard of Oz. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So movies in Discord are allowed. We don't even need to do a big Zoom call. So the nice thing about this thing, this EVMUX, is it acts just like Zoom. So we couldn't do it on, as long as it's not on YouTube, we could all meet. It'd be like a pre-meeting and just watch. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Yeah. Are the Dodgers ruining baseball? Zeppelin 72 asks. Whoa. Okay. Well, that's a good question. Victor Marotti says it's about a guy wanting to get a girl. Well, who knows? Maybe if Barbara thinks she got to get to know me. I mean, I'm being a bit of a wacko here, but I'm really kind of a stable guy. So, sort of as stable as you can be with a show business background. I'll put it that way. And interviewing to be a casino dealer next week. So, hopefully. Got to get my math skills sharpened up again. Yeah, you never know, Victor. Please root for me, paisano. Come on. I mean, I'm half paisano, right? Family's from the correct part of Italy. So, but I'm also Irish. So, any Irishmen in here, if you'd be so kind. So, Zeppelin, we usually do have a game going on in here, but not tonight. So, there you go. Got to have someone to kiss for New Year's. Well, I don't think that. I mean, look, Barbara and I are both a bit old-fashioned, so I don't think we'll probably be trading any kisses tomorrow night. So you got to take your time. Got to take your time. You got to do it right. Yeah, you got to do it right. What's that song, right? You can't hurry love. You just have to wait. Love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take. Am I right? No game tonight. Barbara ruined it. Barbara did not ruin anything. Are you kidding me? You didn't ruin anything. I got a new notification. What's it say? Oh, thank you, Blaine. Got a new subscriber. Thank you. So your family in here, Blaine, you're actually not a subscriber. So welcome in. You can pick. You want to be a cousin? That's cool. Whatever. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. No kissing, one step at a time. Absolutely. Absolutely. What is the correct place of Ireland? The correct place of Ireland is all 32 counties. And that means, so if you ever been to Ireland and you've gone to some of the neighborhoods, where the Catholic neighborhoods, I guess you would say, you will see a very, very curious equation. 26 plus 6 equals 1. So the correct part of Ireland is all of it. All of it. The Fomine. So Clinton Parks, you got to say it right. Fomine. That's the Sicilian Thunderbolt. So you guys, that's a little allusion to The Godfather. EXO also sang, I'm going to kiss you all over. Yeah. So, Barbara, are you Italian? Are you Italian? This is good. What's the correct part of Italy? Southern Italy. Southern Italy and Sicily. Anything south of the Po River works, but the further south, really, Napoli and south. So, all right, Sick Tap, thanks, man, for coming in. Says, keeping your mom. Thank you so much. Your thoughts, nice to see you in here and having some laughs. I believe me, it was much needed. You guys are amazing. Barbara, oh, you're Italian. Oh, nice. All right, this is good. Are you full-blooded Italian? Calabrese. All right, so you're from the correct part of Italy. There you go. Calabrese. Calabria, home of the 'Ndrangheta, the deadliest of the three mafias in Italy, is the Calabrian mob, actually. So, yeah, very mountainous country. In fact, so I'm reading a great history right now called Blood Brotherhoods. And so it's about the Sicilian mafia, the Camorra, and the 'Ndrangheta. And they're talking about how just the Calabrian region of Italy was like the rest of Italy, and even Sicily they didn't quite understand it. It was sort of like its own thing. And actually, there's a dialect spoken in Calabria that's not really related to Italian at all. So really kind of interested. John Cougar Mellencamp, Jack and Diane equals Beatles Barbara. Yeah, could be a little ditty about Jack and Diane. Two American kids doing the best they can, or Italian kids, as it were. So you're 100% Italian. Okay. All right. So Michael, welcome in. No, this was actually meant to be I was going to come on for a little bit just to tell people I'm putting the Michael McGreevy League on temporary hold because my mom suffered a stroke on Christmas, and I'm very, very distracted right now to try to pull the league together, but it will be done. That was basically asking everybody's patience. I was really, really down. Everybody's just been in here just being super cool, as they always are, just get me cheered up. And now, hopefully, Barbara's not playing with my heart here. So, I mean, she knows about baseball. She's baseball and other sports as well. So, 100% Italian. So, parla italiano? Huh? Parla italiano, signorina? So, I mean, you got to, and if you don't speak Italian, that's fine. So, that's not a deal breaker if you don't speak it. So, yeah, good stuff. I'd love to learn the Sicilian dialect. All right, nice. Neither do I. Seriously, I do not. I love that. Do not play games with people only tabletop or console. That's the thing, like people do play games, man. It's not. You never ever the heart should never is something one should never trifle with ever. Some not fluent. Okay. Next, we'll be singing either Volare or Dean Martin. So I actually prefer Irish music. So the The Italian side of me is about the food, the wine, vino e vita, things like that. But Irish music is whether but especially Irish laments. Oh my, no, it's so Irish music. That's what resonates with me. If I between my two, I'm very proud of my ancestries, Irish and Italian, but Irish music, Italian food. Um, Speaking of Italian, Shaka said when he lived in New Jersey, there was a Halloween store called the Fungul. But if she's a bruta donna, says Victor Maratti. Ever seen a Bronx Tale? I love that movie. I love that movie. I love A Bronx Tale. Great movie. Criminally underrated, if you pardon the pun, but it is criminally underrated. And it is perhaps one of the best sort of retelling, if you will, of Machiavelli's The Prince. So it's not just when Sonny mentions it, it's just the way the whole movie plays out. Beautiful movie, a fantastic movie. Um, I'm a big mob movie fan, but that is, not just for the sake of that, though. They've got to have more. So, I mean, The Godfather, is a family. It's about, La Familia. Huh? But yeah, I love A Bronx Tale. I really do. Yes, great soundtrack. Great soundtrack. And Al Red Sox, Al was, I think Al is 100% Italian. I think. Alfonso. Yeah. So, anyhow, good stuff, everybody. Good stuff. Bronx Tale. Chaz Palmentieri. Yeah. So that was originally a one-man play. That is absolutely right. I love Chaz's talks when he's on Michael Francese's channel. Really good stuff. I think Michael Francese, I love watching his channel, but I don't completely buy his story that he got out of the mob that easily. And Sammy Gravano had made some comments about that. But I do follow those guys. It's interesting. I did grow up around it. Never in it. I did grow up around it. And it's interesting to hear it from their perspectives. Pretty interesting stuff. We are in a DJ group, and you can let Beatles know if I'm a Brutadonna for my profile pic. I don't think I'm Belladonna, huh? There you go. So you know what, Barbara? To answer the question, and this is you guys are not going to believe this, but you know what's important to me, and I'm going to be serious here. I'm quite serious, when you're 20, you're bopping around like I was. I was a rock musician. Well, it was all about. But even then, it wasn't even all about that. But yeah, I did the groupie thing back when I was 20. I did it for like 6 months, and I realized I hate this, man. So I'm a monogamous person. What's important to me is a person good? It's a good heart. Are you faithful? I've always said to partners, I ask just two, let's be partners. Just love me, be faithful to me. I would do the same. And I'll spoil you. That's what it's about. That's really what it's about. So yeah, kindness. Yep. There you go. So yeah. I mean, you know what, Barbara? I don't even have to look at your picture. I think you. I really. I just see you around. I'm like, wow, she's really cool and very interactive and very, you're in here with a bunch of scoundrels, but you're doing good. So I'm directing all of this to someone. I'm not directing anything. I'm saying that what's important, I think, is in a world where I think we've become increasingly disconnected, the connection is important. It is. I thought that during that time when we were in lockdown, right? 2020, 2021, I thought, okay, maybe now, because people have been so isolated that they're going to put down their phones. And when this is all over and everybody is out again, they're going to look at one another and the eyes are going to talk. Well, that didn't happen. I was at a club one night. No, never have. I've been by there. I've never been in Sparks Steakhouse. Can't afford it for one thing. You guys are going really fast here. So, um, see, I'm so scattered. I even forgot. I just forgot what I was saying here. Yeah. So I was at a club one night. This is this blues joint and everything, but they had like some singing too. You just go up and sing and stuff. Um, and I was sitting at the bars drinking a Guinness, like you do, and I happened to look over, and there was this couple sitting next to one another, but they weren't looking at each other. They were they were staring in their phones. And I actually, normally I'm like, I went over to them. I said, guys, I said, you realize what you have here is so rare and so precious. You know, can I put my chat on slow mode? I have to ask Dwayne Martz how he does that trick because I don't know how to do that, Barbara. Well, sure, Victor Maradia. Yeah. Oh, you mean that? Of course. Yeah. I'm trying to get to know Barbara here. Trying to get to know Barbara. Once Upon a Time in America, followed Road to Perdition. What a great movie, Todd B. I mean, I really like Once Upon a Time in America, but Road to Perdition and beautiful soundtrack. Also, I can keep up. Yeah. Sometimes slow is good, though. Trying to catch everybody's comments, and that's what puts me so far behind. So now I've been by Sparks Steakhouse. Clinton says, Beatles, if you do Broadway stuff, go to Boston Opera House for Broadway, about a half mile away. Walk is an Irish place, and across the street is a great Italian joint. God, I just moved there. Yep. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Um, uh, so when was I last with a woman? I'll be straight up. I'll be straight up. So I haven't been with somebody now for probably 9 months. So pretty much single. Not carrying any torches. It was an amicable split, and I wish her well. I do. I wish her well wherever she is, and I know she wished me well. So there you go. That question answered. I have green eyes. Let's see what else do you want to know. Green eyes. Who's got? You want height and weight? I can give you that too. 6', 179. Seriously. Yep. So there's that. I love all animals. I'm one of those animal rights guys. Yup. Your girlfriend is laughing her ass off? Good. That's good. Glad to make somebody happy. Good for you. Is she Italian? If she's Irish, bring her on here. If she's Irish, we'll get her Irish up, if you will. But yeah. Yeah. So we're having fun. Hey, and if your girlfriend's laughing her ass off, then that makes me happy. Even if she's doing it in a way that might be disparaging, doesn't matter. She's laughing. If you're laughing, you're not hurting somebody. 2-hour therapy. I know I didn't expect this. 2 hours. Thank you guys very much. And Mick, I hope some of this is for you too, buddy. So guys, Mick had told us earlier when we got on here that and thank God they caught this. So his wife had noticed there was like a white growth or whatever on her eye. They went in the office and they found out it was a detached retina, and thank God. So she had the partial surgery 23rd, then the full surgery after, and about what is it you said, Mick? 2 to 4 weeks, hopefully full restoration of sight. So definitely keeping good vibes, prayers, whatever you want to do it, guys. For Mick's wife, please. Yeah. Yeah. So David says when he needs a pick me up, he watches an ID Jester Strat rant. So I think if you're going to be in this community, right, just in the larger YouTube sports gaming community, I think it should be required watching an ID Jester Strat rant. They're the best. They are the best. She said, "What was I thinking? That I'd be talking to the woman and not on here." See, but no, this is it's all good. She says, "What was I thinking? I'd be talking to the woman and not on here." Well, again, these things take a little bit of time. It's all good, but that is true. Oh, right, they are, Barbara. They're his rants. What was the one? And it wasn't strictly because not just strat rants, but he goes off, right? So and there was another one about he was going off about something. He had to make hot dogs or something. It was a 4th of July thing, and he had to make hot dogs, and so I got to go make the hot dogs. Grumble, 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 and Jester's amazing. He really is. He's one of the it's big fish in a small pond here, but he's not. He's never gotten sort of haughty about it, if you will. So good guy. Also butchers names. He also butchers names. Dwayne, you were brought up in that context. Um, Clinton christened you the Dizzy Dean of the 21st century. But if you guys remember following ID Jester, he couldn't say Gradsolanic. He couldn't say Gubiza. I think he was doing it on purpose, though. Because Clinton would be in there in all caps. It's Gubiza. Clinton gets really upset when you mispronounce names. So Barbara says, this community here needs to keep them happy, and I'm not going anywhere if he's serious. I am serious. So this community is about that. Yeah, that's one of the pronunciations, Mike. So Barbara, when I say I don't care about building this channel, I mean that, about that too. So, as much as I get into a lot of yeah, whatever, I'm joking around or things like that, at the heart of this is something serious, and I'm a believer in community, and I don't care. I've when I think about building the channel and getting subscribers, I find that to be quite dehumanizing. I don't ask people to subscribe or like, and I'm not knocking the people that do. I don't. If you like it, you'll hang out, you'll leave. We had a tennis fan a couple last week, and he's like, "This is slower than baseball." Tried to explain, and he left. That's cool. So he went off, and who knows what he found, and I hope he found some cool stuff on YouTube. I really do. But it is about community. It's about meeting people. It's about um, so when we talk about the Discord, and I do got to close this off in a few here, everyone. But when I say that we want to know what it is you're doing, what are you rolling up, what are you playing? It's genuine interest, and I love watching it. And one of the things I've started now on Sundays is this comments about comments, where I can read comments of people and talk about them, and it's great. Barbara says, correct, because we all need each other. Talk, watch a game, play. Yeah, just hang out. The game is secondary, and I do know that a lot of people have come here and never come back. They've become very, very disappointed, expecting a baseball game, So Beatles, you're a baseball fan, and yeah, but I'm a fan of people first and foremost. Shaka says I get mad at Dave Gardner. He calls Bump Wills as Willis. One thing is never in this channel. Do you say you're playing? No. Lady said if it was her, she wouldn't trust a man who doesn't use his name. So my friends, the people who know me best here know my real name. And it's actually the reason I don't use my real name is another thing altogether. But there's people here that know my name, and all you'd have to do is you want to DM me in Discord, and you want to friend me on Facebook, you'll know my real name. So, I mean, but really, when I joined YouTube, you had to pick a name. It's like, okay, I love the Beatles, and they're the reason I'm a musician. So why not? And I tried Beatles Forever, and it was taken. And I tried all kinds of permutations, combinations of it. And I'm like, okay, well, what's another one for Eternally? So there we go. That is I. But yeah, feel free to friend me. You'll know my real name. Clinton does it. Yep, and the last name is the Irish spelling. Absolutely, it is. It is the Irish. I have an Irish last name. Well, now I do. But I'm proud of my Italian roots. But I have a very good reason, Victor, why I don't use my real Italian name on here. So you have Irish and Scott. There you go. So you got green and orange going on either way, my friend. So, all right. So, saw a certain JM is a name in Out of the Park, but not. Yeah, yeah. Actually, you can find look at an Out of the Park video, and you'll see my real name. So there you go. So now your girlfriend can trust me. Not that she would need to. She's your girlfriend, paisan, eh? Right? But it is there. So you're a Campbell. You're a Campbell. Do you have so you have your tartan? You have all your tartan. Okay, and you're a Duffy in Ireland, and in Caledonia you're a Campbell, a McPherson, and a Stewart. Bonnie Prince Charlie. Ah, okay. Your dad's nickname was Beatles with an EE. We had numbers joints in Homewood and East Liberty. Okay. So especially with what you brought up there, Victor, I you're gonna have to friend me to get my Italian name because there's a reason I know those two areas really, really well. One of them is I told you this. I was a magic demonstrator in Pittsburgh, and I worked as a magician there in one of my jaunts here in America. So I know Homewood and I know East Liberty, Swissvale, Shenley Park. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know Pittsburgh. Miguel Genovese. That name should ring a real bell to you, huh? Michael Genovese. You know that. You know that name. Aaron says he's a Reed, a Warren, and is that Sturgeon? Okay. Anyway, back to work. If I ever need to chat, I'm here. Thank you, Clinton. I appreciate it. Yeah, guys, it's been a not so good few days. You have no idea. All of you, even Victor's girlfriend, who's laughing her ass off right now. You guys all made my day. This was a very tough day. It's been a very tough 5 days for me, and what you've all done for me tonight, I cannot. Though I really am at a loss for words, which is rare for me. So, all right. Oh, so yeah, Victor. I think we. Yeah. Well. Yes. So yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Gabriel. Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 I know those names. Be well, Clinton. Thank you for coming in, my friend. So tomorrow night for New Year's Eve, I will be here, and we're going to start 1971 in action PC baseball. It'll be the Pirates versus Phillies. Um, let's just look at that date. So it does use as played schedules. We'll let this pop up here for a second. So the goal with this is we're going to kind of not all in one night, but we're going to go through the 1971 season pretty quickly, such that we can test out legacy mode. But I made a mistake when I messing with it, and let me switch out of the decades league here. This is something we're gonna, as you can see, I've restarted in the 1930s. By the way, 12 wins, 3 losses. Let's go to 1971. Oh, good crack, indeed, good crack. You definitely have done that. So yeah, so with legacy mode being new in action PC baseball, I'm really anxious to try it. But you got to play out a season to do it. So we will be playing the Phillies and Pirates tomorrow night, and if people are into a longer broadcast with baseball games, we shall indeed do that. We'll have a lot of fun. Again, I'm not a fan of New Year's. I don't have anybody to spend it with, so why not spend it with, the familia? The familia. That's what it's about. I grazie, paisana. Grazie, grazie, molto grazie. Yeah, Aaron, you guys always do. You guys are amazing. That's why I do this. You kidding me? And if there's times I've made somebody else's day better, I've done my job. Job is it is. It's just being a member of this family. I'm no, you know, I'm not any patriarch or anything like that. Shaka said when he worked in New Jersey, someone from Arkansas called in to talk to Vinny. I said, which one? And he said, yeah. He said, yeah, right. That name is probably like Bubba is down here. Yeah, in Jersey. Yeah, Vinny. Sure. Absolutely. Um, with this pitching matchup, should be a short game. David Baseball Demos. So, yeah, we got Chris Short and Doc Ellis locking up 6th April, 1971. So that'll be tomorrow night, New Year's Eve. We can also do Yankees Boston on tap. So whatever. Let's play it by ear, everybody. Yeah, if you can make one person smile, right, day is absolutely complete. You know what? And one of the things that makes me so happy is you on David Baseball Demos when you get to see Tabby. It's the best. It's the best. In fact, one night we had him on here in the mic, and David, we figured out the sound problem now, so no more echoes. We figured that one out. But there was one night that David just had Tabby, and I saw in the studio. So we had Tabby up for like about 20 minutes. It was the best. So I'm glad. Thank you, everybody, and thank you seems inadequate, seems short of what I'm trying to express. But this was, if you could, this is a Gordon Lightfoot song. Yeah, if you could read my mind, not in that context, but yeah, absolutely. Reds and Braves. So they already played, Aaron. I actually did the opening day here, and the Reds defeated the Braves 7-5. Sprague got the win. Upshaw with the loss. We just looked at the box score. Just for Aaron, I'll let you know what it was, Aaron. Just for you, my friend. So, yeah, King went 3 for 4 for the Braves with a home run and a double, and for the Cincinnati Reds, Foster went 2 for 2. Johnny Bench went 3 for 5, including a home run. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was a grand slam. So, yeah, we already did opening day 1971. That's done. So, Oakland clobbered the Senators 12-1, and the Astros defeated the Dodgers 5-2, and that brings us into the 6th of April, 1871, and there we go. So there, boom. So it was okay. Yeah. It was fun. So the idea then is to play through this. So we'll do a few games here and there as we find good matchups, but the idea is to try legacy mode because you have to draft the rookies. You get the actual rookies coming in, but you have to draft them. So I think it's going to be fun. Besides, I love Action PC Baseball so much that we're going to leave this up as the closing screen for tonight. And there's 22 people in here. There's 22 people. Pardon me. So for something this size, and I say family, but I've been able to work out the stats on this, and I'll tell you why this is such a nice number. Because let me go to the studio here for a second. Off screen, I'm doing it, but okay. So we have 725 family members here. So usually what you have is roughly 3 to 5% of your family members, if you will, watching. So, so 22 people and a community of 725 is pretty good. So thank you, everybody. For those of you expecting a baseball game tonight, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I really wasn't my intent. The half hour has gone to 2 hours and 14 minutes. So that said, I think that will be all. That will be all. I hope some of you will come by tomorrow night, at least to say hi. That would be super cool. A little bit of your New Year's Eve. Last thing, and sorry, but I'm going to sound like dad here. If any of you, oh, you're welcome, Barbara. There will be tomorrow night, though. And just going to be, yeah. So if anybody is drinking tomorrow night, you know the deal. So in Europe, they were called Bob in the Netherlands, right? So yeah, I am really bad at time management. Thank you, Mick. That is true. Um, all these games is a modern day version of Marty. Yeah, pretty much. Um, guys, please, if people, if you're drinking tomorrow night, if you're drinking at home, you don't go out, right? If you go out somewhere, you appoint what we call in the Netherlands a Bob, a designated driver. Somebody asks your keys, you give your keys, you take a cab, you take an Uber. Be careful, right? Your life, somebody else's life. Please, please, please. There's a lot of Egypts out there on New Year's Eve. Okay. So Barbara's good at time management. Yeah, definitely. So I would definitely I definitely need that. And I need a manager. Barbara, how are your management skills? I need a manager for my magic business, somebody not afraid to go out and kind of talk to people, because we performers aren't good. Believe it or not, we're really not good at that side of uh, the business. Like um Luca Brazzi says to Bruno Tatalia. Huh? All right. Anyhow, buonanotte a tutti, and see everybody tomorrow night for some New Year's hijinks. Until then, we'll see you around the batting cage. You're great managing your baseball team, so there is that. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. This is going to be so much fun. Hey, if you can manage a baseball team, you can manage a sleight of hand magician, I think. So that works. That absolutely works. Good night, everybody. We'll see you around the batting cage tomorrow night. Bye bye.